Good evening, this is Mark Metro coming with you for another video on loading the APK DA streams. So the first thing we're going to do is, if you don't have anything in your Fire Stick and it's brand new, we're going to take you through the beginning. So on your Fire Stick, on the top corner where it says Home, I want you to scroll all the way over to where it says Settings. Click on it. Then I want you to go down and go all the way to My Fire TV. I want you to click on that. And then I want you to scroll down to Developer Options. Click on that. And always make sure that Apps Unknown Sources are on. And make sure ADB debugging is on as well. So on your remote, you're going to see a little house. I want you to click on that house. Good. So usually you won't find this application on your home page of your Fire Stick, but you would go over here to the left on that little magnifying glass, and you would type in Downloader, D-O-W, and which is located right down below. I would click on that. Since I already own it, it's on my home page. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Downloader. And then we're going to go up on top right here. And I'm basically going to clear that out. Just delete it. So now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to install the APK. So I want you to go to B, type in B, type in I, T, period, go to these characters, / my bad, I forgot the ly, ly, now / see, this is a real homemade video. So go back to your letters, and we're going to go D, A, S, T, R, E, A, M, Z, and this is the third update. And then I want you to hit go. And depending on your internet, it takes a little bit while for it to connect. So finally, so that's going to come up. And then you want to click on Install. What's funny is that my internet's pretty fast. I run about between 400 to 500, and for some reason this video is taking it real slow. So usually I'll click done because I will want to get rid of the rest of this stuff right here. I would just hit delete and delete. So now you're going to click on your home page, your home button on your remote. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the home button for about a couple seconds. This will pop up. I'm going to click on apps. And then I'm going to just look for DA streams. Open it. So right here, I'm going to put you want to put the login credentials that they gave you. I know there's different credentials for different people, for the resellers and for the customers. So now that we got this app in here, what I'm going to do is show you how to get it also another way. So you're going to click on the home screen. We already got the application that's right there. So let's say you hear people tell you if you have file link and you don't have file link. File link is, I look at it as an app store for your Fire Stick. A lot of people use file link and they put all the apps in that little storage. So let me show you how to get it. You're going to go to downloader again. So basically we're going to click on here. I'm going to delete it. Now I'm going to type in file. INKED.com COM. So now file link is going to pop up just like what you see right here. So if you see that cursor, it's going to act like a mouse. So what you want to do is you want to download file link. Sometimes it's hard to move. Click on that. So it's going to download. Click on install. So this is basically another way you can actually get the APK, or for that matter, get other apps from other people. But I kind of like this because it works out a lot better. It's easier to download on your Fire Stick. So I believe that I'm going to put another code and clear this one out. And to get the new APK, it's going to be 2 0 9 1 5 5 6 2. Hit continue. So usually they'll have the app right there when they give you the code for it. So since I already have it installed in there, always hit dismiss on there. Then it's got another window that's going to pop up. Just get out of that one as well. So I'll click on the home page. So you're going to go back right here. And I'm going to go ahead and open up DA Streams. So I'm going to go click on it. So when you type in your password, your credentials right here, you're going to hit allow. You're going to let everything update. So let me go ahead and navigate this with you real quick. So it's going to come up like this. And right now, they're still working on the app. So not everything's going to work when you load it up. So what we are doing is telling people to stick with live TV. But the first thing that I like to do is I like to go to my settings. So on the bottom right corner, click on settings. And usually what I like to do, because a lot of times you could get a lot of buffering, a lot of looping, a lot of repeating. And a lot of times it has to do with the player. So I'm going to change the player out now before I even get to that. So let's go ahead and change the player settings. I like to use VLC player. To me, it's more reliable. It's more sturdy. Acts right with everything I use, as if I'm going to use different applications. VLC player is really good. So right here in the first line where it says live TV, you'll see it says EXO player. I'm going to change that to VLC player. I would actually change it to all of them to VLC, but right now we're not using VOD, or we're using this series. So I'm gonna just go ahead and click out of there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go to other settings. And let's see, not that one right there. What I also like to do is I'm gonna update all the content. Just update it just because if there was any updates out there, even though I loaded it and even though it did say update, I just like to double, I'm always making sure about everything. So I'll click on update all. Okay, now so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the back arrow, click on live TV. So on your live TV, it's going to go to your favorites first, recent search, pay preview. I know some of these are not working, but I'm going to take you through some of these just to show you. Here's USA. We'll click on A&E. They're probably working on the system right now. If I click it again, it's going to bring that up. So let me get back out of there. You have a favorites, and what this favorites is basically you can build your own channel list. So instead of scrolling down and searching and going through all these channels, what I like to do is I like to build my own. So, and I'm going to show you real quick how I do that. So I'm going to go to local news. Local news is basically your local networks. So let's click on there. Now I'm gonna start from the top. Since I already know where everything's at, because I know I've already been through this, I'm gonna show you real quick. So if I'm in LA, I like to scroll down. I'm gonna look for LA. And by the way, we have over about 800 local channels from around the USA. So that's a good thing. It's real good since I'm doing this right now. Everybody's always telling me, hey, do you have the NFL package? Yeah, we do, but I really don't know where to use it. The reason being is because I'd rather be on the local channel in Dallas than to be looking at the ESPN or NFL network. So it's a good thing though, having those local channels. It works out for some of us. So let me show you real quick. Go to LA right here. So I'm gonna click on it. And then I'm going to click on it and hold the button. It's going to put a star right there. And then we'll go down to another one. I'm going to put a star right there. Put a star right there. And I think there's a couple more. Put a star right there. And put a star right there. So I'm going to click on the back arrow. Now I'm just going to show you what's in my favorites. So there's my favorites. Now, the other thing too is that once we hear a lot of people complaining about there's looping, there's repeating, and there's it's not working. I'm getting the circle of death, and everybody hates that circle of death. So let me show you a couple of ways on how to troubleshoot that. I'm trying to get all this on one video so you'll understand, and then we will. If you do all these troubleshootings, then we will know where to help you and how to help you. So let's go to the home page of your Fire Stick. Click on the home button on your Fire Stick. Let's go right here to your settings on top, to the right. And then you're going to go down and you're going to go to applications. Click on applications. And then you're going to go to manage installed applications. So now you're going to look for DA streams. You're going to go down, you're going to clear data, and then you're going to clear cache. What that does, it's going to take and wipe away everything that's in the memory of that app. And once when you do that, you clear the data, clear cache, just hit the back arrow, hit the home button again. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back. It's going to pop up to the login screen, and then you just log in with your login that they gave you. And then what you're going to do is go back to settings, and you want to update content. So when you click on that again, you're going to hit update all, and then you're going to let it update. Now there's a couple other reasons too that you get a lot of looping and you get a lot of repeating as well. is that you want to make sure you change that player, like I had said earlier. You know, I changed it to VLC. You know, sometimes I could go back and forth, you know, because it depends what device you have. It depends if you're using an Android or Fire Stick. And I always tell people that, you know, depending on what you have and what you're using, not everything works the same. I have a 4K Fire Stick here in my room, and then I have a 4K Fire Stick in the living room. Well, to be honest with you, one works better than the other. Then I have a second generation Fire Stick in my kids' room. Well, that one doesn't work as good. That one actually has a lot of latency with it. It's really slow. I think the processor inside is slower. I have an Android box in my garage, and the Android box works pretty good. It's H96, which I really do recommend if you want to use Android. Android's really good for certain things. So this is a video on DA streams and how to troubleshoot DA streams if you're having problems. One of the main things you want to remember is that you always want to keep yourself updated as far as what the admins are doing. And what I mean by that is that they're going to be updating the application every so often, and you want to make sure that you're up to date, that you do have the right APK loaded, that you do have the right player, and that you're continuing to update. I know they were telling us that the best thing to do for right now is every time when you log into the app, go to your settings, update your content, and just to make sure that you're up to date with everything that they have going out. I expect plenty more updates till we actually get to the final app. That's just the way it works. So for all of you out there, this is a good video on how to troubleshoot. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comment section, and we'll be glad to help you out. Okay? Well, have a good day. God bless. This is Mark Metro. See you guys later.